Okay. Well, one of the things that I was finding in our county is that the only person that knew what was going on was the roadsman. And I haven't, have you talked with the commissioners, do you know?
Yeah, the commissioners, the mayor, township trustees.
Okay, because there was a meeting. Did you go to the meeting for the county engineer?
That was held at our office?
Yeah, I'm not sure where it was held. You brought some of the people local in? Because that was we picked the right corner, so. I understood that that was a public meeting and no one was invited.
Again, you can direct that to Melissa. Ruiz,
okay.
Again, not a spokesperson for the company.
Okay, well that would be
But would you like me to get you some fact sheets?
Sure, that'd be great.
The website?
No problem. I was hoping for 12 people. I have 12 maps.
Oh, okay.
Here's where we're at right here. Yeah. You remember, Jimmy. Okay, so here we are. We are sitting right here on this lot right here in this field. And then the pipeline is crossing over 89 along here, cutting across some farmer fields, then coming down, and it's going in between two houses. So these houses are going to be within 100 feet of this pipeline. And then it travels on into the township, which is Perry Township. Biggest concern is Perry Township has all of the injection wells. They have 30 class 2 injection wells over there.
Okay, if I get your pen.
Hang on, let's get there. Yeah, that'll work. And if you take any pictures, or if we can get some good ones, the newspaper will run our story.
Oh, okay.
They've already got the press release, so
Okay.
that should be fine.
Here's the fact sheet book. There's also the utopiapipeline.com. And
Okay.
it has
Okay, so these are more up to date now?
online, yeah. You can go online and get the county. Those are available.
Now, question. This just comes out of the eastern Ohio. Where does it start? Is it coming in off of the Mariner East? Or is that's going in every direction, right?
Okay. Ask Melissa.
I can ask, okay.
Yeah.
That's no problem. Alright, so how many, I've been trying to calculate, try something to ask Melissa, but whenever you have a pipeline, and we have, this line is going to go within 100 feet of people's houses, what is the kill zone? What is the, I would call it a risk, what, blast zone? You're worse than me, so. So when a pipeline leaks, some of them do, I mean, we know, you're on my Facebook page, so you know that.
May I borrow a piece of paper? I'd like to hear more from you than you can address your questions to Melissa.
Okay, just go ahead. Take it, you're good. We don't need it, so. I might have something to write. Yeah, just use the notebook. I'm good.
So you're saying you'd like to know about HVL.
And what we're needing to know is basically the pressure in the line so we can calculate the blast zone. And when I talked to Washington the other day, they told me that there was a possibility of another line. So can you switch from the two chemicals? Or, you know, can you switch over from the methane to the propane? Because I'm understanding that is a mixture of both. The second mixture. Now, is this... No, thank you. So what we want to know is can they switch over? I mean, is this a type of line you can reverse and change directions and put a different liquid in? You know, like so you're doing propane today and you're doing that ethane tomorrow. Can you do that with this line?
Again, Elaine, I'm really sorry to be redundant.
That's all right.
If you could just direct your questions to Melissa.
Okay.
And I'll write down your concerns.
Okay. Great.
The pressure of the pipeline, radius, Blackstone, HBL.
So as far as history of the pipeline, you're Kinder Morgan. You own most of the pipelines that are in this country that I remember studying. And how is, what is the risk? I mean, we want to know what kind of risk we are, what kind of trouble we will be in for
Safety risk
concerns. We also want to know of an evacuation plan in the safety zone.
Okay.
So, and that would be emergency management, but that was the only word that I didn't hear when you said who the people you have talked to in Ashland County. That would be Mark Rayfield. And Washington did tell me that the emergency plan didn't have to be done until after the pipeline was in.
In Washington,
D.C. This is an office. So
Washington, D.C. told you the emergency plan.
it was not due until the pipeline was already laid. Ken found this on our Facebook page, on Friends page, so I thought we had a new neighbor.
And when you say Washington, D.C., do you mean that like the Congress person for there?
I'm working with an office there, and I may or may not have my notes, so. It's not FERC, I can tell you that. Nope, I can't give you that, but I have your card and I can find that out. Are you involved with Rover also? The Rover pipeline? Okay. I have a couple others. This is a list, Elaine, and you can have this of the different pipelines that are coming through Ohio. This one right here is the one that we hear is heading south. Is that Nexus yours? No? Well, we can't be too mad at you, right? Okay. The Mountaineer, I know that one's one that they're Mountain Valley Pipeline. That's another big one. Okay. That's the other ones that I didn't know if we had anything on there.
A lot of pipeline, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and there's a lot of them that have been just approved too. So that's I talked with Ahmad and the Rover, and the people that own this, their granddaughter cousin has Rover 1,000 feet from her back door. So that's that's a big one. You're familiar with that one, I'm sure. So okay, so we need to look at this is where the pipelines are coming through. What is the shaded area on these maps?
You can ask Melissa the shaded area, what that's referenced to. The shaded area, and then can I have a phone and email for you, or do you just want to contact me? That way we can get the answers
it's
back
on
to
my
you.
sheet.
Or?
It's over here, so.
Oh.
Pipedreams. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my cell number, and then you can also get me on Facebook too.
Yeah.
That's an easy way to get there. And then on here, that's oh, you got it. Okay, yeah, the shaded area, because we're looking at, that's a pretty wide area, and if, and how wide is this? This is a 50-foot right-of-way? Or 100? You're right-of-way that you're for the line.
Yeah, Melissa will be able.
Okay, you don't, 50-foot, I mean, you don't know the, should be something on here. 17. I'm not real good on those. Okay, now I'm also looking at, this is a 2015 map. Is the maps on your website up to date?
There are updated maps.
There are, okay. So why would you present these to our county?
I'm not familiar with how you got those maps. Where
They came
I
from
mean, you
the
can-
county engineer's office.
Okay. Again, you can ask Melissa how they got the maps and
Okay.
how long they've had the maps.
Okay.
And you also mentioned you had questions about eminent domain. I'm going to write that down as well.
Yeah, my understanding of eminent domain, whenever you are working with eminent domain, and I am a realtor, I will share that with you, and the definition of eminent domain is for private or for public, it's not for public use, it is for private, excuse me, let me back this up. Eminent domain would mean that a public utility can come in. If you were running a gas line that was going to supply my neighborhood, then that's okay. That eminent domain could be forced, and not pretty, but it's something that we have seen done. All across the country, judges are holding up eminent domain because you're coming in here with a pipeline that doesn't service our community, and it is going. It's for plastic, and it is going out of the country. We know it's going to Canada, and we know it's going to be making plastic. So how is our community benefiting by you putting a pipeline through? My understanding, it is for profit. Your pipeline is for profit coming through our communities, putting our communities at risk. That's my thought.
I have it down, and I will make sure that Melissa is expecting your call.
Okay, okay, that'll work.
Excellent.
Something else. Okay. So time-wise, she'll want to know.
Timeline.
Yeah. Because I'm hearing you want to start digging by December this fall. And I think that should probably, if I might, I could take a picture of that so I can make sure I get all the questions that we have.
Just please don't judge me on spelling.
I won't share it either, so.
And then if you do think of anything else, you have my card. You can email me any further questions.
Oh,
I can't lose it though.
I got it. No doubt. So there's any questions you have for us? I see you have a wetland that's coming through, that you're going through. How do you cross those areas? I'll have to add that to my list. We have, this creek is called Catawata Creek, and you're also crossing the Vermilion River. Now I assume they're going under these creeks and rivers. I don't know. I'm not sure on the wetlands, exactly where the wetlands are. I have not checked that on the soil map, so.
And what was the other?
Okay, the Vermilion River. That's going to be up in the Clear Creek area. Hi.
Elaine.
Yes, Elaine. It's nice to meet you. Let's get a little first start here. So this is Kinder Morgan. He come to visit with us. This is Ken. He is writing a list of questions that we are asking. He's with Public Affairs. He's with Public Affairs, and then there's Melissa. Is what title did you say she was?
Manager of Corporate Communications.
Okay.
What kind of questions were you kind of able to answer today then?
I'm not. I'm just
Not
a
really.
representative, not an employee or a spokesperson on behalf of the company. So I'm here just collecting your concerns.
Oh, okay.
Were you at that meeting with the county engineer? Did you say at your office you were at that meeting? Or?
It depends on which meeting you're referring to.
Okay, the one where the trustees came in.
Again, ask Melissa.
If you were there, I can ask Melissa. I got it. Do you have any questions that you might want to ask? You're with Mom's Clean Air Force, and this is Laura Burns.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, anyway, honey. Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming.
No problem. I drove by and I was like, oh
No. Yeah. Well, we're kind of hiding. We're here. But. And if there's any questions that you have, as far as how close this is to, children, and we are looking at some older maps.
Where is this going to be in relation to?
To homes?
Yeah.
And this is just this area, this little area here. I'm gonna hold my phone down. Okay, so this is coming, the worst that I see is, okay, this is our township line right here.
Okay.
And the worst it's coming through between these two houses here. And these
Okay.
are, in this whole area. They don't know, or Ken doesn't know what the shaded area is. I'm kind of thinking that might be a hot zone. We'll get those questions answered for us.
Okay.
But, and then as far as any wetlands, there's water bodies, so there's a couple creeks.
Okay.
Okay, and then we're coming up into here. And as you're coming, this is pretty much farm fields as you're coming across here. These right between two houses, this is like probably 165 foot of frontage, which is required by our township.
Okay.
This pipeline runs right through the middle. This is 89. And then as you get across the county,
Well,
okay, this
I'm
is
going
89 this way.
right.
Okay, and this is 302. So this is 89 and this is 302. So we are standing right here.
So it's that way.
That way.
Got it.
Okay, so if you look
I'm
here,
all disoriented now.
this is in the road turn, so I can see that. Okay, and as you're looking right here, 89, you're crossing, coming along 302, it jumps the tracks. Nanking, that's a community, when you're coming across, going into Savannah, that's going right through the community, and then it is going to be meeting up with Richland County. And then it goes at an angle across the state, and it goes up towards, I'm going to say Fulton County. That's probably where it comes down. Okay, and then it's near Bowling Green, and then it's going to take a turn and go up to Detroit, under the Detroit River, and then head into Canada. That's what I know.
Okay.
Okay, and
Are there any schools that are close to this as it's going through, like right through here? Is there anything?
okay, the school, there would only be Amish schools, and I know of one.
They still matter.
Okay, and I don't have
Still
a list
children.
of this township. I know in our township we've got like 8 or 10 of them.
Yeah.
So I can check that. They've closed down the old schools, so if it would be on one of the back roads, like 601 or something.
Okay.
I can find that out. So.
Yeah. Well, and they're kind of at a disadvantage because they don't vote. So I mean.
I'm an advocate for the Amish. I work with them on health and safety.
Okay.
And because this is basically a political issue, we won't address it with the Amish because we're just trying to get them to trust us with their health and safety issues. And so that's not something. But I do know that when leases were signed for the Sunoco pipeline, which is up on County Road 500, that wartime line that was resurrected, or can be resurrected, they put a new 8-inch line alongside of that. And I know that the Amish were brought in, segregated out, just the Amish were invited to the meeting, they signed leases, you know that. Those leases, I mean, that pipeline's in, it's done. There's not a whole lot you can do about it, so. And so as I can find that out on the schools, because it does go all the way
Well,
down.
yeah, because I want to. Is it low order or, what kind of schools are they? Because there's always a financial incentive for them.
Okay. There's somebody that I know who does a program on schools. She's got all the studies and everything on the Athens area. But I think that you know that's where you're doing a lot of work on there. Okay, now if it would happen to cross 620, the Mapleton schools, I don't know on that one, but I was looking for Mapleton schools. If you could find. Have you been looking at this one? Okay, 302, 620 is what I'm looking for. They crossed 511 here. I would say because of being Amish, there's a good chance there's a couple schools nearby. So, but I can verify that with one of them. I don't know what the regulations are. Right. Basically, there are no rules. So.
And that's that's the only problem as far as I can tell with the threat map, the oil and gas threat map, is that it doesn't show schools. It only shows functional facilities.
I'm not sure how far over that's going to go. 545 is here.
Okay.
And there's nothing in there that I'm aware of. It would be along the main school. Robinson Street. That's Savannah. Okay. The main school, let's look at number. It would be the next.
If it's going down
Number 8.
545. If it's going down 545, then it would have to be pretty close to Mapleton School because it comes out Nankin there.
Okay.
Okay, so here we are. Let's see, here's 302 from the road. I don't see the 5. Oh, these maps drive me nuts. 302, 704. Okay, it would have been up in here. Here's that where it crosses that Vermilion River. Has there been an environmental impact study done, do you know? I haven't seen one, so we weren't sure. Yeah, I can't follow these things very well. I'm probably going the wrong direction.
That's where I would be.
Okay. There's 58. It shouldn't be too far from the school. Okay, so 302, 58 comes up here, and 620 should be across the top here, or somewhere nearby. I'm not seeing it. Okay, so 7, 8. Yeah, I don't see it. 754 comes over. There's 511. It's probably off the top of the map. I can show you that. Well, if you're looking at Rover, which is a 42-inch pipeline, the one that was approved, because here's what we got. Okay, running across 500. Running across 500, you are looking at that Sunoco pipeline, the old one and the new one. That's 2 8-inch lines that will be carrying distillates, which is the same thing basically they're wanting to put through this pipeline. So you've got one running across here, you've got one running across here, and then you come down here, and you're looking at 603, 30, or 60250. It's easy. Here's 603. And 603 is where that Rover's at. So, we've got 3 major lines coming through, and nobody is addressing it at this point. So.
Why not?
Okay, here we are, and people know. They know what's going on. We have battled environmental issues in this community before. We have taken on a compost facility that was to be permitted through the EPA that had 20 violations, and we uncovered it and they withdrew the permit. These things, this community cares, but because they sit a mile, 1.3 miles, that's the village limits, from this pipeline, which is right down the road, then it's not in their backyard.
Except that it is.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're on the same page here.
It takes work.
Okay.
it takes talking to them, letting them know. Social media works as far as getting the word out, but you need to make sure they understand what it is, and what. My biggest concern is, this one's coming through, and no one's paying attention. So what's next? Next is that Nexus coming down. And this is, 30 miles. If it goes south, in that 30 miles of Ashland County, from here to here is 30 miles. We're going to get it. So, and that one's not looking too good at this point. So,
no.
But they're working on it. Last night there was, I didn't get to go to those comment sessions in Wadsworth last night. They only allowed residents to speak. No one was allowed to do public comments. It was not a public comment session.
I don't even know residents in Wadsworth anymore. They moved.
They moved.
So, yeah.
So I think at this point, our goal is just to bring attention to what's going on and get our questions answered so that the information that goes out to the public is correct. That's the most important thing. And then having a place that we can get that word out as far as, and having those contacts, that communication. Something comes up, we will be able to get back to the community real quick. So that's what we'll try to do.
Excellent.
Okay.
As a resident, I'd like them to let us know what they're getting ready to do. Because I am a resident of Jackson Township. I live on 251, and I'm within 2.5 miles here, and that's why I'm concerned about the blast. So if it does blow up, do I have to evacuate or do I need a gas mask? What kind of chemical is in this? Layman to what they say is in there. I know they're going to make plastic from it, and that's about it. But our trustees, they had a meeting and they said we weren't allowed to go. So, that's something I would be concerned about.
What is going to be traveling through this one?
What this one has, it's called ETHANE, ethane,
Oh, yeah.
and then propane ethane, which is
Okay.
a byproduct of fracking. It is a wet gas which has not been broken down yet. So my understanding is that will go to under the Detroit River into Canada.
Which is more volatile anyways, since it's wet and not dry.
Yeah, and the wet gases hoover to the ground, and in this area the wind blows northeast, so that would mean, depending,
Right.
and we, it's not always going to break, but there's a good chance that it will sooner or later. They're going to have an issue. A lot of times it's in construction.
Yeah. Well, every step leaks. Along the route, there's always leakage. It is.
It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, and our EPA representative locally says he has a little meter that he can measure the tanks as where the production's happening, but I'm not familiar with anything they can do. I forget. I haven't.
Is he out of the?
Is that a West Salem?
I
He's a
haven't
local
met him
person. Because I've done some oil issues that he has been jumped right on, and within a day these things are fixed. So
Okay.
yeah, he's been real good with us in getting it accomplished.
Are there any compressor stations that you know of proposed for?
Just the one
New
over on
ones?
Route 30 and 83.
Right, okay.
You're
Yep.
familiar with
Yeah.
that?
The one in
Yep.
Worcester.
The big one, the
Yeah.
one in Worcester.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just west of, just west of.
We will want to know, I know that on the Sunoco line that's up on 500, there was 10 miles between being able to shut that off. Are there like shut-offs between these lines?
Yeah, because that's very important. 10 miles is a significant distance
Yes.
when it comes down to an emergency.
And then the other question would be, are there like pressure relief valves along the way? Because that's where we have the biggest problems, that we have children or anybody nearby, and the methane is creating the problems.
Right.
So,
Right.
I've been doing a lot of seminars and a lot of conferences and summits this year, and the thing that we're looking at is to get away from fossil fuels. That's, we need to find that zero.
Right.
We have to. And if we can, kind of wean off of some of these things, and fracking is what's destroying our water. I mean, it's a fact. Injection wells leak. We have 30 Class 2 injection wells in the next township, Perry Township.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. True.
Are we walking to the point?
I think so. I'm not sure how far. Did you tell from the map? Is it?
I'm not sure on Google it comes before.
It seems like that would be the most traffic. Is the point we're walking to where the pipeline is going to cross?
Yeah, right where
okay.
the pipeline's coming through.
Oh, okay. I guess I better watch what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna fall off the side because we did this route. We can go over here. I've got flags up down there, so.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Sure.
What's traffic?
You got traffic? All right. You should lean those up against the beam. That will work for these. How come you won't give them up? In the house. I thought this was convenient because it's in a right of way.
Yeah.
I talked to most of the neighbors. This is family here too. That was the main group that's waiting. Waiting.
Well, am I waiting? You mean waiting with red?
I mean, they're waiting with the pocket circle. And but I'm here. They let us come in. That was yeah. And if we get some mileage out of it, that's what we wanted to do. Oh, but he says he's not.
Well, I'm not there. I'm contacting Toby, but I have a car with the
Yeah, I knew that.
the thought just
I've worked in Sierra Club and production from Common Hill.
Yeah. Oh, then do you know Cheryl Dunkoff then?
No.
Oh, she's with the Sierra Club now.
My work at the Sierra Club is down in Kentucky, Appalachia, Virginia.
She does Ohio and Pennsylvania.
Okay. I'm starting to network in Pennsylvania. I'm a paid, haven't got my checks yet, contractor for Ohio, Ozark, which is the Hollywood Valley.
Oh, okay.
Are you familiar with Ozark?
I've heard of it, yeah.
And we are starting a movement that you might want to be involved with, which is the coalition of the best at mountaintop removal, and we're taking on pipelines, and this is big.
Did you go to the BLM hearings in Pittsburgh?
No.
Okay.
No. This year,
49 people came. Not especially happy.
what we can do with these, I don't think it matters what order they're in.
You might get in trouble putting them on the beams, but that's all right.
Yeah, just come up alongside the beams. I get a little closer together, Jimmy. Just a little bit.
This one's upside down. I know.
I've never seen them in the wild.
Every time I see one of those signs, I think
Okay. Got it. And you want it vertical or take a couple?
Yeah. Okay, so we want to hold hands. Elaine, you come in with this one or get a
I
couple?
want your whole hand across